Roam the ground, Delta 67, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Delta 67, pushback approved, tail to the east.
Roam the ground, Lufthansa 100, request taxi to parking.
Lufthansa 100, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Lufthansa 100. Roam the ground, Air France 0827 Heavy, request taxi to gate 708 at the Terminal 3.
Air France 0827 Heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Air France 0827 Heavy.
Air France 0827 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 708 via Victor, Zulu.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 708 via Victor, Zulu, Air France 0827 Heavy. Roam the ground, Emirates 95 Super, request taxi to parking.
Emirates 95 Super, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Emirates 95 Super.
Roam the ground, Itero 13 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Roam the ground, Air France 0827 Heavy, request taxi to gate 709 at the Terminal 3.
Itero 13 Heavy, hold position.
Holding position, Itero 13 Heavy.
Roam the ground, Air France 23 Echo Romeo, ready to taxi with information Oscar. Air France 0827 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 709 via Zulu, Mike.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 709 via Zulu, Mike, Air France 0827 Heavy.
Air France 23 Echo Romeo, taxi to waypoint via Sierra, Tango, Bravo, Bravo Charlie.
Roam the ground, China Southern 0456 Super, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Taxiing to waypoint via Sierra, Tango, Bravo, Bravo Charlie, Air France 23 Echo Romeo. China Southern 0456 Super, pushback approved, tail to the south.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, China Southern 0456 Super.
Itero 13 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the east.
Pushback approved, tail to the east, Itero 13 Heavy.
Roma ground, India first one, request taxi to gate 710 at the Terminal 3.
India first one, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, India first one.
Roam the ground, Itero 245 Heavy, request taxi to parking. Itero 245 Heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Roam the ground, EV6314, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Taxi to parking, Itero 245 Heavy. All Nippon 0001, contact Roma Tower on 127.62. American 9502, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, American 9502.
EV6314, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, EV6314.
India first one, I'm sorry. India first one, mate 180.
Roam the ground, EV8326, ready for pushback.
Making 180, India first one.
EV8326, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, EV8326.
India first 1, thank you.
Roma ground, Itero 13 heavy, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Roma ground, longship 412 heavy, request taxi to gate 701 at the terminal 3.
Thank you, good day, Air France 0827 heavy.
Itero 13 heavy, taxi to waypoint via Mike, Alpha, Bravo.
Taxiing to waypoint via Mike, Alpha, Bravo, Itero 13 heavy.
Longship 412 heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, longship 412 heavy.
Roma ground, China Southern 0456 Super, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
China Southern 0456 Super, taxi to 16R34L, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to 16R34L, will hold short of 725, China Southern 0456 Super.
Roma ground, EV6314, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Thank you, good day, longship 412 heavy.
EV6314, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, EV6314. Roma ground, Air4 IO864, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Aircore IO864, pushback approved.
Roma ground, Itero 200, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Pushback approved, Aircore IO864. Itero 200, pushback approved, tail to the south.
Roma ground, Air China 731 heavy, request taxi to gate 609 at the terminal 3.
China Southern 0456 Super, runway 25, taxi via Hotel, Bravo, 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 contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25 via Hotel, Bravo, 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 China Southern 0456 Super.
Air China 731 Heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Air China 731 Heavy. Pushback approved, tail to the south, Itero 200.
Air China 731 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 609, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 609, will hold short of 725, Air China 731 Heavy.
Thank you, good day, India first 1.
Roma ground, Foxtrot November Oscar Alpha Hotel, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Foxtrot November Oscar Alpha Hotel, pushback approved, tail to the east.
Pushback approved, tail to the east, Foxtrot November Oscar Alpha Hotel.
Roma ground, Itero 394 heavy, ready for pushback.
Itero 394 Heavy, pushback approved.
Loma ground, Qantas 420 Victor Golf, request taxi to gate 606 at the Terminal 3.
Roma ground, JetBlue 394, ready for pushback with information Oscar, requesting runway 25. Qantas 420 Victor Golf, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 606, hold short of 725. JetBlue 394, pushback approved, tail to the east.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 606, will hold short of 7225, Qantas 420 Victor Golf.
Pushback approved, tail to the east, JetBlue 394. Roma ground, Juliet Alpha 1980 Super, ready for pushback with information Oscar, requesting runway 34 right.
Roma ground, EV8326, ready to taxi to runway 25.
Juliet Alpha 1980 Super, hold position. Hold in position, Juliet Alpha 1980 Super.
Roma ground, Itero 200, ready to taxi with information Oscar. Air China 731 Heavy, request permission to cross runway 25.
Loma ground, Alitalia 9 Heavy, request taxi to parking.
Itero 200, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 200.
Easy 8326, taxi to runway 25, hold short of 725.
Roma ground, Ecorio 864, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Alitalia 9 Heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxiing to runway 25, will hold short of 725, EV8326.
Roma ground, Foxtrot November Oscar Alpha Hotel, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Taxi to parking, Alitalia 9 Heavy.
Air Corio 864, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Foxtrot November Oscar Alpha Hotel, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Ecorio 864.
Taxiing to runway 25, Foxtrot November Oscar Alpha Hotel. Air China 731 Heavy, request permission to cross runway 25.
Air China 731 Heavy, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Air China 731 Heavy.
Roma ground, Asiana 561, request taxi to gate 605 at the Terminal 3.
Qantas 420 Victor Golf, request permission to cross runway 25.
Asiana 561, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Roma ground, Aegean 2310, ready for pushback with information Oscar, requesting runway 16 right.
Roma ground, Juliet Alpha 1980 Super, ready for pushback with information Oscar, requesting runway 34 right. Taxi to parking, Asiana 561.
Roma ground, Philippines 160 Papa Romeo, ready for pushback with information Mike.
Juliet Alpha 1980 Super, pushback approved, tail to the south. Roma ground, JetBlue 394, ready to taxi with information Oscar. Pushback approved, tail to the south, Juliet Alpha 1980 Super.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, Philippines 160 Papa Romeo.
JetBlue 394, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, JetBlue 394. Qantas 420 Victor Golf, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Qantas 420 Victor Golf.
Easy 8326, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, Ryanair 4871, request taxi to gate 507 at the Terminal 2. Taxiing to runway 25, EV8326.
Asiana 561, request permission to cross runway 25. Ryanair 4871, taxi to Terminal 2 gate 507 via Delta Hotel, Delta. Asiana 561, cross runway 25.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 gate 507 via Delta Hotel, Delta, Ryanair 4871.
Roma ground, Itero 394 Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 34 left.
Crossing runway 25, Asiana 561.
Roam the ground, AEGEAN 2310, ready for pushback with information Oscar, requesting runway 16 right.
Itera 394 heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. AEGEAN 2310, pushback approved, tail to the south.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, AEGEAN 2310.
I'm sorry, Itera 394 heavy. Roam the ground, Itera 394 heavy, ready to taxi to runway 34 left.
Roam the ground, China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot heavy, request taxi to gate 709 at the Terminal 3. Itera 394 heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxiing to runway 25, Itera 394 heavy.
Taxi to parking, China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot heavy.
Ryanair 4871, request permission to cross runway 25.
Ryanair 4871, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Ryanair 4871.
Roam the ground, Juliet Alpha 1980 Super, ready to taxi to runway 34 left with information Oscar. Juliet Alpha 1980 Super, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Juliet Alpha 1980 Super. China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot heavy, request permission to cross runway 25.
Roam the ground, Philippines 160 Papa Romeo, ready to taxi with information Mike.
Roam the ground, Itera 1024, ready for pushback with information Oscar, requesting runway 25.
Roam the ground, AEGEAN 2310, ready to taxi to runway 16 right with information Oscar.
China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot heavy, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot heavy. Philippines 160 Papa Romeo, runway 25, taxi via Tango, Bravo, 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 contact tower when ready. Itera 1024, pushback approved.
Taxiing to runway 25 via Tango, Bravo, 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 Philippines 160 Papa Romeo.
Pushback approved, Itera 1024. Roam the ground, Air France 54, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
AEGEAN 2310, runway 25, taxi via Romeo, Bravo, Bravo Charlie, contact tower when ready.
Roam the ground, Bahamas 09 Super. Taxiing to runway 25 via Romeo, Bravo, Bravo Charlie, AEGEAN 2310.
Attention all aircraft, please stand by, controller changes in progress. Roam the ground, Delta 230 heavy, request taxi to parking.
Roam the ground, Air France 54, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Roam the ground, Bahamas 09 Super, ready for pushback with information Oscar, requesting runway 25. France 54, hold position. Roma ground, Kenya 997, ready for pushback.
Holding position, Air France 54.
Bahamas 09 Super, pushback approved, tail to the east. Kenya 997, hold position. Pushback approved, tail to the east. Bahamas 09 Super. Holding position, Kenya 997.
China Southern 0456 Super, request frequency change.
Roma ground, Corina 932 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Roma ground, Itero 1024, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Oscar.
Kenya 997, pushback approved. Corina 932 Heavy, hold position.
Holding position, Corina 932 Heavy.
China Southern 0456 Super, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, China Southern 0456 Super.
Asiana 561, request frequency change.
Pushback approved, Kenya 997. Itero 1024, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Roma ground, Emirates 357, request taxi to parking.
Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 1024.
Emirates 357, taxi to 0725 via Charlie. Taxiing to 0725 via Charlie, Emirates 357.
Roma ground, Itero 31, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Roma ground, November 172 Sierra Whiskey Heavy, request taxi to parking. Air France 54, pushback approved, tail to the north. Itero 31, hold position.
Holding position, Itero 31.
Emirates 357, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Air France 54.
Taxi to parking, Emirates 357. November 172 Sierra Whiskey Heavy, taxi to 0725 via Delta Echo, Delta Lima, Delta, hold short of 725. Taxiing to 0725 via Delta Echo, Delta Lima, Delta, will hold short of 725, November 172 Sierra Whiskey Heavy. Roma ground, Kenya 997, ready to taxi. Kenya 997, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Roma ground, Bahamas 09 Super, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Oscar. Taxiing to runway 25, Kenya 997. Bahamas 09 Super, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Bahamas 09 Super. AGM 2310, request frequency change. Kenya 997, give way to aircraft on your right. AGM 2310, contact Roma Tower on 127.62. Give way to aircraft, Kenya 997. Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, AGM 2310. Itero 1024, give way to aircraft on your right.
Give way to aircraft, Itero 1024.
Kenya 997, please follow instructions. Roma ground, Orange 9 Kilo Hotel, request taxi to gate 506 at the Terminal 2.
Roma ground, Air France 54, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Itero 1024, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Itero 1024.
Orange 9 Kilo Hotel, taxi to Terminal 2 gate 506, hold short of 725. Florina 932 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north. Taxiing to Terminal 2 Gate 506, will hold short of 725, Orange 9 Kilo Hotel.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Florina 932 Heavy.
Air France 54, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Air France 54.
Roma ground, Swiss 648, ready for pushback. November 172 Sierra Whiskey Heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, November 172 Sierra Whiskey Heavy. Swiss 648, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Roma ground, Wizz Air Force 653, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Swiss 648.
Roma ground, United 507 Heavy, request taxi to gate 707 at the Terminal 3.
Wizz Air Force 653, pushback approved, tail to the south. Otero 31, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, Wizz Air Force 653.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Otero 31.
Roma ground, Air China 572 Victor Alpha Heavy, ready for pushback with information Oscar, requesting runway 25.
United 507 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 Gate 707 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Mike.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 Gate 707 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Mike, United 507 Heavy.
Air China 572 Victor Alpha Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Air China 572 Victor Alpha Heavy.
Roma ground, Easy 2415, ready to taxi. Easy 2415, disregard last message. Roma ground, Easy 2415, request taxi to parking.
Roma ground, India Romeo Tango Alpha Uniform, ready for pushback.
Easy 2415, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, Easy 2415. India Romeo Tango Alpha Uniform, no light aircraft accepted at this time. Please start at a more appropriate airport.
Roma ground, Otero 1496, ready for pushback with information Oscar.
Otero 1496, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Thank you, good day, China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot Heavy.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Otero 1496.
Roma ground, Qantas 641, ready for pushback with information Papa.
Qantas 641, hold position.
Holding position, Qantas 641.
Roma ground, Otero 31, ready to taxi with information Oscar. Roma ground, Florina 932 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Roma ground, Swiss 648, ready to taxi. Otero 31, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, Wizz Air Force 653, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Oscar.
Taxiing to runway 25, Otero 31.
Florina 932 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Florina 932 Heavy.
Swiss 648, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, Emirates 420 Victor Golf, ready for pushback.
Roma ground, Air Canada 862, request taxi to parking.
Taxiing to runway 25, Swiss 648. Wizz Air Force 653, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Wizz Air Force 653.
Thank you, Easy 2415. Orange 9 Kilo Hotel, give way to aircraft ahead.
Roma ground, Air China 572 Victor Alpha Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Oscar.
Give way to aircraft, Orange 9 Kilo Hotel. Air Canada 862, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Emirates 420 Victor Golf, hold position.
Taxi to parking, Air Canada 862.
Holding position, Emirates 420 Victor Golf.
Thank you, good day, United 507 Heavy.
Roll ground, Qantas 641, ready for pushback with information Papa.
Air China 572 Victor Alpha Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Qantas 641, avoid sending duplicate messages.
Taxiing to runway 25, Air China 572 Victor Alpha Heavy.
Qantas 641, stand by. Kenya 997, request frequency change.
Roma ground, Itero 630 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Oscar, requesting runway 25.
Kenya 997, stay on my frequency. Stand by, Kenya 997. Kenya 997, disregard last message. Qantas 641, pushback approved, tail to the east. Emirates 420 Victor Golf, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the east, Qantas 641.
Itero 630 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Emirates 420 Victor Golf.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Itero 630 Heavy.
Roma ground, land Chile 60 Quebec Romeo Heavy, ready to taxi with information Papa. Land Chile 60 Quebec Romeo Heavy, disregard last message.
Land Chile 60 Quebec Romeo Heavy, hold position.
Hold in position, land Chile 60 Quebec Romeo Heavy.
Kenya 997, continue taxi.
Roma ground, Air Italia 212, ready for pushback.
Continue taxi, Kenya 997.
Roma ground, Itero 1496, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Air Italia 212, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Air Italia 212.
Itero 1496, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 1496.
Roll ground, Qantas 641, ready to taxi with information Papa.
Roma ground, Foxtrot Victor Delta Papa Echo, request taxi to parking. Foxtrot Victor Delta Papa Echo, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, Foxtrot Victor Delta Papa Echo. Qantas 641, taxi to runway 16 right, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to runway 16 right, will hold short of 725, Qantas 641.
Roma ground, Emirates 420 Victor Golf, ready to taxi to runway 25.
Emirates 420 Victor Golf, taxi to runway 16 right, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to runway 16 right, will hold short of 7225, Emirates 420 Victor Golf. Stand by, Emirates 420 Victor Golf.
Roma ground, Giant 1 Super, request taxi to gate 709 at the Terminal 3.
Roma ground, Qatari 965 Heavy, ready to taxi.
Roma ground, Itero 630 Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Oscar.
Qatari 965 Heavy, disregard last message. Roma ground, Qatari 965 Heavy, request taxi to parking.
Roma ground, KLM 787 X-ray Heavy, ready for pushback with information Papa.
Qatari 965 Heavy, request permission to cross runway 25.
Giant 1 Super, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 709 via Alpha, Mike.
Roma ground, Turkish 5 Hotel Tango Heavy, ready for pushback with information Papa.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 709 via Alpha, Mike, Giant 1 Super. Roma ground, Itero 630 heavy, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Oscar.
Itero 630 heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 630 heavy.
Turkish 5 Hotel Tango heavy, hold position. Emirates 420 Victor Golf, please follow instructions.
Stand by, Emirates 420 Victor Golf. I'm sorry, Emirates 420 Victor Golf.
Qantas 641, request permission to cross runway 25.
Qatari 965 heavy, avoid sending duplicate messages. Qatari 965 heavy, taxi to 0725 via Delta, Delta.
Taxiing to 0725 via Delta, Delta, Qatari 965 heavy. Roma ground, Aerotalia 212, ready to taxi to runway 25.
Qantas 641, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, Qantas 641. Roma ground, Lufthansa 1866, request taxi to gate 505 at the Terminal 2. Roma ground, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, ready for pushback.
I'm sorry, Qatari 965 heavy.
Land Chile 60 Quebec Romeo heavy, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, Land Chile 60 Quebec Romeo heavy.
Turkish 5 Hotel Tango heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Roma ground, United 41, ready for pushback with information Papa.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Turkish 5 Hotel Tango heavy.
Lufthansa 1866, taxi to Terminal 2 gate 505 via Alpha, Mike, Romeo.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 gate 505 via Alpha, Mike, Romeo, Lufthansa 1866.
Emirates 420 Victor Golf, request permission to cross runway 25.
Aerotalia 212, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Emirates 420 Victor Golf, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Taxiing to runway 25, Aerotalia 212.
United 41, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, Emirates 420 Victor Golf.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, United 41.
Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, pushback approved. Qatari 965 heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Qatari 965 heavy.
Pushback approved, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697.
Roma ground, United 894 heavy, request taxi to gate 705 at the Terminal 3. United 894 heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 705 via Alpha Golf, Victor. Roma ground, November 227 Delta Charlie, ready for pushback with information Papa, requesting runway 34 left. Lufthansa 1866, give way to aircraft exiting runway 16 right. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 705 via Alpha Golf, Victor, United 894 heavy. November 227 Delta Charlie, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Roma ground, Land Chile 60 Quebec Romeo heavy, ready to taxi with information Papa.
Land Chile 60 Quebec Romeo heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Land Chile 60 Quebec Romeo heavy.
Kenya 997, continue straight ahead. Continuing ahead, Kenya 997. Pushback approved, tail to the north, November 227 Delta Charlie.
Roma ground, Qatari 113 Quebec Romeo heavy, request taxi to gate 703 at the Terminal 3. Roma ground, Turkish 5 Hotel Tango heavy, ready to taxi with information Papa.
Qatari 113 Quebec Romeo heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 703, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 703, will hold short of 725, Qatari 113 Quebec Romeo heavy.
Turkish 5 Hotel Tango heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Turkish 5 Hotel Tango heavy.
Roma ground, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, ready to taxi.
Lufthansa 1866, hold position.
Holding position, Lufthansa 1866.
Roma ground, United 41, ready to taxi with information Papa.
Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, taxi to runway 16 right, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to runway 16 right, will hold short of 725, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697.
Aerotalia 212, give way to aircraft on your right.
Give way to aircraft, Aerotalia 212.
United 41, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Roma ground, Turkish 1361, request taxi to parking.
Taxiing to runway 25, United 41.
Thank you, good day, Foxtrot Victor Delta Papa Echo.
Roma ground, Asiana 328 Kilo Echo Heavy, ready for pushback with information Papa, requesting runway 16 right.
Turkish 1361, taxi to 0725 via Delta Golf, Delta, Charlie Hotel, Charlie. Qatari 113 Quebec Romeo Heavy, give way to aircraft ahead. Roma ground, November 227 Delta Charlie, ready to taxi with information Papa. Taxiing to 0725 via Delta Golf, Delta, Charlie Hotel, Charlie, Turkish 1361.
Give way to aircraft, Qatari 113 Quebec Romeo Heavy.
Turkish 1361, correction, stand by. Turkish 1361, taxi to 0725 via Delta Golf, Delta, Delta, hold short of 725. Roma ground, United 1996, request taxi to parking. Taxiing to 0725 via Delta Golf, Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, Turkish 1361. Asiana 328 Kilo Echo Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Asiana 328 Kilo Echo Heavy.
November 227 Delta Charlie, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, Corina 7763 Super, ready for pushback with information Papa.
Roma ground, Oscar Kilo Juliet Alpha November, ready for pushback with information Papa. Lufthansa 1866, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Lufthansa 1866.
Corina 7763 Super, pushback approved, tail to the north. Taxiing to runway 25, November 227 Delta Charlie.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Corina 7763 Super.
United 1996, taxi to waypoint via Delta, Delta, hold short of 725.
Stand by, United 41.
Taxiing to waypoint via Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, United 1996. Holding position, Oscar Kilo Juliet Alpha November. Air Canada 773, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Air Canada 773.
United 1996, request permission to cross runway 25. United 41, turn left next taxiway.
Left on the next taxiway, United 41.
Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, give way to aircraft ahead.
I'm sorry, United 41.
Give way to aircraft, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697.
United 1996, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, United 1996.
Roma ground, Corina 7763 Super, ready to taxi with information Papa.
United 1996, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, United 1996. Turkish 1361, cross runway 25. Turkish 1361, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, Turkish 1361. Roma ground, Delta 1 Papa Golf, request taxi to parking. Qatari 113 Quebec Romeo Heavy, hold position. Lufthansa 1866, hold position.
Holding position, Qatari 113 Quebec Romeo Heavy.
Holding position, Lufthansa 1866.
Lufthansa 1866, taxi to Terminal 2 Gate 505 via Mike, Sierra, Hotel, Romeo.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 Gate 505 via Mike, Sierra, Hotel, Romeo, Lufthansa 1866.
Delta 1 Papa Golf, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, Delta 1 Papa Golf. Corina 7763 Super, hold position.
Holding position, Corina 7763 Super.
Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, request permission to cross runway 25.
Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Roma ground, Asiana 328 Kilo Echo Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Papa.
Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697.
Delta 1 Papa Golf, hold position. Holding position, Delta 1 Papa Golf. Oscar Kilo Juliet Alpha November, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Oscar Kilo Juliet Alpha November. Corina 7763 Super, taxi to runway 16 right, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to runway 16 right, will hold short of 7225, Corina 7763 Super.
Asiana 328 Kilo Echo Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, Dynasty 076 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Oscar, requesting runway 25.
Taxiing to runway 25, Asiana 328 Kilo Echo Heavy.
Dynasty 076 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Dynasty 076 Heavy.
Roma ground, Transavia 125 Alpha Kilo, request taxi to gate 411 at the Terminal 1.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 411, Roma ground. November 227 Delta Charlie, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Asiana 328 Kilo Echo Heavy, hold position. Taxiing to runway 25, November 227 Delta Charlie.
Hold in position, Asiana 328 Kilo Echo Heavy.
Roma ground, Victor Tango Sierra India Delta, ready for pushback with information Papa. Victor Tango Sierra India Delta, pushback approved, tail to the south.
Roma ground, Emirates 4 Alpha, ready to taxi.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, Victor Tango Sierra India Delta. Asiana 328 Kilo Echo Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Asiana 328 Kilo Echo Heavy. Emirates 4 Alpha, disregard last message.
Emirates 4 Alpha, taxi to 0725 via Delta Hotel, Delta, Delta, hold short of 16 left 34 right.
Roma ground, Foxtrot Romeo November Charlie, ready for pushback with information Papa.
Corina 7763 Super, request permission to cross runway 7.
Corina 7763 Super, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, Corina 7763 Super.
Lufthansa 1866, hold position.
Holding position, Lufthansa 1866.
Roma ground, Longship 2804 Heavy, request taxi to gate 705 at the Terminal 3. Lufthansa 1866, taxi to waypoint via Charlie Foxtrot.
Roma ground, Lufthansa 1866, request taxi to gate 509 at the Terminal 2.
Foxtrot Romeo November Charlie, hold position. Lufthansa 1866, taxi to Terminal 2 gate 509 via Longship 2804 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 705 via Victor.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 gate 509 via Lufthansa 1866.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 705 via Victor, Longship 2804 Heavy.
Roma ground, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, ready for pushback with information Papa, requesting runway 25.
Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697.
Taxiing to 0725 via Delta Hotel, Delta, will hold short of 16 left 34 right, Emirates 4 Alpha. Emirates 4 Alpha, disregard last message.
Roma ground, Mike Foxtrot 1091, ready for pushback with information Papa.
Roma ground, Oscar Kilo Alpha November Sierra Golf, ready for pushback with information Papa, requesting runway 16 right.
Roma ground, Dynasty 076 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Papa.
Roma ground, Emirates 4 Alpha, request taxi to gate 607 at the Terminal 3.
Dynasty 076 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Roma ground, Oscar Kilo Juliet Alpha November, ready to taxi with information Papa.
Taxiing to runway 25, Dynasty 076 Heavy.
Roma ground, Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, ready for pushback with information Papa, requesting runway 25. Emirates 4 Alpha, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 607, hold short of 725. Oscar Kilo Juliet Alpha November, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Roma ground, Turkish 1361, request taxi to gate 610 at the Terminal 3. Taxiing to runway 25, Oscar Kilo Juliet Alpha November. Dynasty 076 Heavy, give way to aircraft ahead.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Oscar Kilo Alpha November Sierra Golf.
Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy. Turkish 1361, hold position. Holding position, Turkish 1361. Mike Foxtrot 1091, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxi to runway 25, Mike Foxtrot 1091. Attention all aircraft. ATIS information Quebec is now current.
Emirates 4 Alpha, requests permission to cross runway 25.
Emirates 4 Alpha, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Emirates 4 Alpha.
Roma ground, Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Papa. Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, 9 Golf Alpha Bravo Charlie, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
1 Golf Alpha Bravo Charlie, pushback approved, tail to the north. Taxiing to runway 25, Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, 9 Golf Alpha Bravo Charlie. Roma ground, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Papa.
Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Roma ground, Victor Tango Sierra India Delta, ready to taxi with information Papa. Emirates 4 Alpha, give way to aircraft ahead. Victor Tango Sierra India Delta, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Give way to aircraft, Emirates 4 Alpha.
Roma ground, CSA lines 140, ready for pushback with information Papa. Taxiing to runway 25, Victor Tango Sierra India Delta.
Taxiing to runway 25, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697.
CSA lines 140, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Roma ground, Oscar Kilo Alpha November Sierra Golf, ready to taxi with information Papa.
November 227 Delta Charlie, give way to aircraft on your right.
Roma ground, Alitalia 673, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
Oscar Kilo Alpha November Sierra Golf, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Give way to aircraft, November 227 Delta Charlie.
Taxiing to runway 25, Oscar Kilo Alpha November Sierra Golf.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, CSA lines 140. Alitalia 673, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Alitalia 673. Roma ground, Itero 792, ready for pushback with information Papa, requesting runway 16 right.
Mike Foxtrot 1091, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Turkish 1361, taxi to terminal 3 gate 610 by Hotel, Romeo. Taxiing to runway 25, Mike Foxtrot 1091. Itero 792, pushback approved, tail to the north. Taxiing to terminal 3 gate 610 by Hotel, Romeo, Turkish 1361. Itero 64 Heavy, you're on an active airport, please contact Roma ground on 121.72.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Itero 792.
Roma ground, Longship 402, request taxi to the terminal 3. Longship 402, taxi to 0725 by Delta, Delta, hold short of 725.
Roma ground, Itero 64 Heavy, request taxi to gate 709 at the terminal 3.
Taxiing to 0725 via Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, Longship 402.
Roma ground, 9 Golf Alpha Bravo Charlie, ready to taxi with information Quebec.
Itero 64 Heavy, taxi to terminal 3 gate 709 via Alpha, Mike.
Taxiing to terminal 3 gate 709 via Alpha, Mike, Itero 64 Heavy.
Mike Foxtrot 1091, give way to aircraft on your right. Give way to aircraft, Mike Foxtrot 1091. 9 Golf Alpha Bravo Charlie, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, 9 Golf Alpha Bravo Charlie.
Roma ground, Alitalia 673, ready to taxi with information Quebec.
Roma ground, Singapore 159, request taxi to parking. Iberia 614 Heavy, you're on an active airport, please contact Roma ground on 121.72.
Roma ground, Iberia 614 Heavy, request taxi to gate 412 at the terminal 1.
Alitalia 673, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Roma ground, CSA lines 140, ready to taxi with information Papa.
Taxiing to runway 25, Alitalia 673.
Iberia 614 Heavy, taxi to terminal 1 gate 412 via Alpha, Mike, Romeo, Hotel.
Taxiing to terminal 1 gate 412 via Alpha, Mike, Romeo, Hotel, Iberia 614 Heavy.
Singapore 159, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Roma ground, Itero 792, ready to taxi to runway 16 right with information Papa.
Roma ground, Itero 2443, ready for pushback with information Quebec. CSA lines 140, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, November 757 Mike X-ray, request taxi to gate 805 at the Terminal 3.
November 227 Delta Charlie, request frequency change. Taxiing to runway 25, CSA lines 140. Itero 792, hold position.
Holding position, Itero 792.
November 757 Mike X-ray, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 805 by Alpha Golf, Victor.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 805 via Alpha Golf, Victor, November 757 Mike X-ray.
Alitalia 673, give way to aircraft on your right.
Give way to aircraft, Alitalia 673.
Mike Foxtrot 1091, give way to aircraft ahead. Thank you, good day, Turkish 1361. Give way to aircraft, Mike Foxtrot 1091. November 227 Delta Charlie, stay on my frequency. Longshift 402, taxi to waypoint via Delta, Hotel. Taxiing to waypoint via Delta, Hotel, Longshift 402.
Roma ground, request taxi to gate 612 at the Terminal 3.
Itero 2443, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Itero 2443. Oscar Kilo Alpha November Sierra Golf, hold position.
Hold in position, Oscar Kilo Alpha November Sierra Golf.
November 227 Delta Charlie, request frequency change. Taxi to Terminal 3 gate 612, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 612, will hold short of 725.
November 227 Delta Charlie, avoid sending duplicate messages. November 227 Delta Charlie, stay on my frequency. Itero 792, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 792.
Thank you, good day, November 757 Mike X-ray.
Wilco, 8 Romeo Golf Uniform Yankee Heavy.
Oscar Kilo Alpha November Sierra Golf, continue taxi.
Roma ground, 8 Romeo Golf Uniform Yankee Heavy, request taxi to parking. Continue taxi, Oscar Kilo Alpha November Sierra Golf. Roma ground, Transavia 90 Mike Papa, request taxi to gate 606 at the Terminal 3.
8 Romeo Golf Uniform Yankee Heavy, taxi to 0725, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to 0725, will hold short of 725, 8 Romeo Golf Uniform Yankee Heavy.
Request permission to cross runway 34 right.
Transavia 90 Mike Papa, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 606 by Alpha, Hotel, Tango, Mike.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 606 by Alpha, Hotel, Tango, Mike, Transavia 90 Mike Papa.
Cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25.
Itero 1496, you're on an active airport, please contact Roma ground on 121.72.
Thank you, Itero 64 Heavy.
Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, request frequency change.
Roma ground, United 288 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
Roma ground, Itero 2443, ready to taxi with information Quebec.
I'm sorry, Itero 1496. Roma ground, Itero 1496, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Oscar.
Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, stay on my frequency. United 288 Heavy, hold position.
Hold in position, United 288 Heavy.
Itero 2443, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 2443. Longshift 402, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, Longshift 402.
Roma ground, November 1 Echo, ready for pushback.
Itero 1496, expect progressive taxi instructions.
Roger, Itero 1496.
Itero 1496, make 180.
Making 180, Itero 1496.
Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, request frequency change. Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, disregard last message.
Roma ground, Qatari 115 Heavy, request taxi to gate 710 at the Terminal 3.
November 1 Echo, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Roma ground, China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot Heavy, ready for pushback. Pushback approved, tail to the north, November 1 Echo.
Itero 1496, taxi to 0725 via Charlie.
Taxiing to 0725 via Charlie, Itero 1496.
Qatari 115 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 710, hold short of 16 left 34 right.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 710, will hold short of 16 left 34 right, Qatari 115 Heavy.
Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, stay on my frequency.
I'm sorry, Itero 1496.
I'm sorry, Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy. United 288 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the south. China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, United 288 Heavy.
Roma ground, Itero 621, request taxi to gate 708 at the Terminal 3.
Roma ground, American 7262, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
Itero 621, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 708 via Alpha, Mike. American 7262, pushback approved, tail to the north. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 708 via Alpha, Mike, Itero 621. Roma ground, Air India 2812, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, American 7262.
Air India 2812, hold position. Holding position, Air India 2812. Hold position.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot Heavy. Holding position.
Expect progressive taxi instructions.
Roger.
Make 180.
Making 180.
Itero 1496, please follow instructions. Eight Romeo Golf Uniform Yankee Heavy, hold position.
Holding position, 8 Romeo Golf Uniform Yankee Heavy.
Roma ground, Itero 1496, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Taxi to CF via Charlie Foxtrot, hold short of Charlie Foxtrot.
Roma ground, November 1 Echo, ready to taxi.
Roma ground, Taurina 595 Super, request taxi to gate 709 at the Terminal 3.
Taxiing to CF via Charlie Foxtrot, will hold short of Charlie Foxtrot.
Taurina 595 Super, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 709, hold short of 725.
Roma ground, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, ready for pushback with information Quebec, requesting runway 16 right.
Itero 1496, taxi to BM via Delta Mike. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 709, will hold short of 725, Taurina 595 Super. November 1 Echo, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, request taxi to gate 509 at the Terminal 2.
Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Taxiing to runway 25, November 1 Echo.
Taxiing to DM via Delta Mike, Itero 1496.
Roma ground, China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot Heavy, ready to taxi.
Stand by, Itero 1496.
United 41, hold position.
Roma ground, American 7262, ready to taxi with information Quebec.
Holding position, United 41. Roma ground, Itero 1496, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Roma ground, Riyadh Air 901 Heavy, request taxi to gate 509 at the Terminal 2.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697.
American 7262, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, American 7262.
Riyadh Air 901 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 2 gate 509 via hotel. Taxi to Terminal 2 gate 509 via hotel. Taxiing to Terminal 2 Gate 509 via Hotel, Riyadh Air 901 Heavy.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 Gate 509 via Hotel.
China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot Heavy.
Itero 1496, hold position.
Holding position, Itero 1496.
Roma ground, United 288 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Quebec.
Taurina 595 Super, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, Taurina 595 Super. Riyadh Air 901 Heavy, hold position. Holding position, Riyadh Air 901 Heavy. United 288 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. United 288 Heavy, give way to aircraft ahead.
Give way to aircraft, United 288 Heavy.
China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot Heavy, give way to aircraft on your left.
Give way to aircraft, China Eastern 001 Golf Foxtrot Heavy.
Thank you, good day, Longship 402.
Roma ground, Itero 1432, request taxi to gate 503 at the Terminal 2.
Stand by, Air India 2812. Roma ground, Helvetic 3 Tango Juliet, ready for pushback with information Quebec. Itero 1432, taxi to Terminal 2 Gate 503.
Stand by, Itero 1432.
Roma ground, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, ready to taxi to runway 16 right with information Quebec.
Roma ground, Itero 1432, request taxi to gate 710 at the Terminal 3.
Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Helvetic 3 Tango Juliet, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Taxiing to runway 25, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697.
Itero 1432, taxi to Terminal 3 Gate 710 via Zulu, Mike. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Helvetic 3 Tango Juliet.
Thank you, Itero 1432.
CSA lines 140, please expedite. American 7262, give way to aircraft on your right.
Give way to aircraft, American 7262.
Itero 1496, runway 25, taxi via Delta Mike. Bravo Bravo, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, Aegean 5 Romeo Foxtrot, request taxi to gate 405 at the Terminal 1.
I'm sorry, CSA lines 140. Itero 1496, please check the user guide from the home screen to help using ATC instructions.
Taxiing to runway 25 via Delta Mike. Bravo Bravo, Itero 1496. I'm sorry, Itero 1496.
Riyadh Air 901 Heavy, continue taxi.
Thank you, good day, Itero 1496.
Continue taxi, Riyadh Air 901 Heavy. American 7262, please follow instructions.
Roma ground, Qatari 140, ready to taxi. Roma ground, Qatari 140, request taxi to parking.
Aegean 5 Romeo Foxtrot, taxi to Terminal 1 Gate 405, hold short of 725. Qatari 140, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 Gate 405, will hold short of 725, Aegean 5 Romeo Foxtrot.
Taxi to parking, Qatari 140.
CSA lines 140, give way to aircraft ahead. United 41, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, United 41.
Give way to aircraft, CSA lines 140. Roma ground, Helvetic 3 Tango Juliet, ready to taxi with information Quebec.
Roma ground, Air Canada 288 Victor Alpha Heavy, ready for pushback with information Quebec, requesting runway 25.
Helvetic 3 Tango Juliet, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Air Canada 288 Victor Alpha Heavy, hold position.
Holding position, Air Canada 288 Victor Alpha Heavy.
Taxiing to runway 25, Helvetic 3 Tango Juliet. Roma ground, Air India 2812, ready for pushback with information Quebec. Air India 2812, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Air India 2812. Air Canada 288 Victor Alpha Heavy, pushback approved. Roma ground, Iberia 654, ready for pushback with information Quebec. Iberia 654, pushback approved, tail to the south. Pushback approved. Tail to the south. Iberia 654. Roma ground. Itero 001 India Tango. Request taxi to parking. Itero 001 India Tango. Taxi to parking. At your discretion. Taxi to parking. Itero 001 India Tango. Qatari 140, taxi to 0725 via Delta, Delta, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to 0725 via Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, Qatari 140.
Aegean 5 Romeo Foxtrot, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Aegean 5 Romeo Foxtrot.
Itero 001 India Tango, expect progressive taxi instructions. Roger, Itero 001 India Tango. Itero 001 India Tango, turn left next taxiway. Left on the next taxiway, Itero 001 India Tango. Itero 001 India Tango, turn right next taxiway. Right on the next taxiway, Itero 001 India Tango.
Pushback approved. Air Canada 288 Victor Alpha Heavy.
Roma ground, Air India 2812, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Quebec. Itero 001 India Tango, continue taxi at your discretion. Itero 001 India Tango, give way to aircraft ahead. Give way to aircraft, Itero 001 India Tango.
Roma ground, Air Canada 288 Victor Alpha Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Quebec.
Qatari 140, request permission to cross runway 34 right.
Roma ground, Itero 927 Victor Alpha, request taxi to gate 406 at the Terminal 1.
Air India 2812, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Air Canada 288 Victor Alpha Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Air India 2812.
Taxiing to runway 25, Air Canada 288 Victor Alpha Heavy.
Qatari 140, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Qatari 140.
United 41, request frequency change.
Itero 927 Victor Alpha, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 406, hold short of 725. United 41, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 406, will hold short of 725, Itero 927 Victor Alpha. Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, United 41.
Roma ground, Iberia 654, ready to taxi with information Quebec. Air Canada 288 Victor Alpha Heavy, hold position.
Roma ground, Speedbird 21 Heavy, request taxi to parking. Roma ground, Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo, ready for pushback with information Quebec, requesting runway 25.
Speedbird 21 Heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Speedbird 21 Heavy.
Ethiopian 574 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Roma ground, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, ready for pushback with information Quebec, requesting runway 16 left.
Air India 2812, give way to aircraft ahead. Give way to aircraft, Air India 2812. Itero 927 Victor Alpha, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Itero 927 Victor Alpha.
Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo, pushback approved. Juliet Alpha Yankee 697, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, Juliet Alpha Yankee 697.
Qatari 140, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Qatari 140.
Thank you, good day, Qatari 115 Heavy.
Roma ground, Iberia 654, ready to taxi with information Quebec. Iberia 654, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Iberia 654.
Pushback approved, Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo. Roma ground, Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo, ready to taxi with information Quebec.
Helvetic 3 Tango Juliet, maintain safe distance with aircraft ahead please. Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo, hold position. I'm sorry, Helvetic 3 Tango Juliet.
Roma ground, Itero 610 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
Mike Foxtrot 1091, request frequency change. Iberia 654, hold position. Holding position, Iberia 654.
Holding position, Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo.
Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Mike Foxtrot 1091, stay on my frequency. Roma ground, Tomja 5 Juliet Kilo, request taxi to gate 606 at the Terminal 3. Tomja 5 Juliet Kilo, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 606 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Mike. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 606 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Mike, Tomja 5 Juliet Kilo. Itero 610 Heavy, hold position.
Taxiing to runway 25, Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo.
Holding position, Itero 610 Heavy.
Roma ground, Ethiopian 574 Heavy, ready to taxi. Itero 927 Victor Alpha, hold position.
Holding position, Itero 927 Victor Alpha.
Iberia 654, continue taxi. Continue taxi, Iberia 654. Ethiopian 574 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Ethiopian 574 Heavy. Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, request frequency change. Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo, please follow instructions. Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo, expect progressive taxi instructions. Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo, make 180. Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, stay on my frequency.
Making 180, Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo Romeo.
Roma ground, United 836, ready for pushback with information Quebec. I'm sorry, Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy. United 836, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Roma ground, Velocia 1134, request taxi to gate 409 at the Terminal 1.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, United 836.
Roma ground, Qatari 140, request taxi to gate 509 at the Terminal 2.
Velocia 1134, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 409 via Alpha, Hotel. Qatari 140, taxi to Terminal 2 gate 509 via Delta, Charlie Foxtrot.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 409 via Alpha, Hotel, Velocia 1134.
Itero 927 Victor Alpha, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Itero 927 Victor Alpha. Thank you, Itero 927 Victor Alpha.
Roma ground, Qantas 2, ready for pushback with information Quebec, requesting runway 25. Iberia 654, give way to aircraft on your right.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 gate 509 via Delta, Charlie Foxtrot, Qatari 140.
Give way to aircraft, Iberia 654. Qantas 2, pushback approved, tail to the north. Roma ground, Aerotalia 504, request taxi to parking. Itero 610 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north. Aerotalia 504, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Itero 610 Heavy.
Taxi to parking, Aerotalia 504. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Qantas 2. India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra, you're on an active airport, please contact Roma ground on 121.72.
Roma ground, India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra, request taxi to parking. Roma ground, Indonesia 718 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Quebec, requesting runway 25.
India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra, taxi to 0725 via Delta, Delta, hold short of 725. Indonesia 718 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Taxiing to 0725 via Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Indonesia 718 Heavy.
Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy, contact Roma Tower on 127.62. Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, Lufthansa 74 Hotel Heavy. India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra.
Roma ground, United 836, ready to taxi with information Quebec. United 836, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Air India 2812, request frequency change. Velodia 1134, give way to aircraft on your right. Taxiing to runway 25, United 836. Air India 2812, stay on my frequency.
Give way to aircraft, Velodia 1134.
Roma ground, Qantas 2, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Quebec.
Roma ground, Itero 166 India Tango, request taxi to parking. Roma ground, Ethiopian 580 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Quebec, requesting runway 25.
Qantas 2, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Qantas 2. United 836, give way to aircraft on your left. Mike Foxtrot 1091, request frequency change. Velodia 1134, continue taxi. Give way to aircraft, United 836.
Continue taxi, Velodia 1134.
Ethiopian 580 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Ethiopian 580 Heavy.
Itero 166 India Tango, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Roma ground, Itero 610 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Quebec.
Mike Foxtrot 1091, stay on my frequency.
Taxi to parking, Itero 166 India Tango.
Itero 610 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 610 Heavy.
India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra. Roma ground, Indonesia 718 Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Quebec.
Indonesia 718 Heavy, hold position.
Hold in position, Indonesia 718 Heavy. Roma ground, Victor November Echo Oscar, request taxi to parking.
Victor November Echo Oscar, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Victor November Echo Oscar.
India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra, give way to aircraft ahead.
Give way to aircraft, India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra.
Roma ground, Lot 1705 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
Lot 1705 Heavy, hold position.
Holding position, Lot 1705 Heavy.
India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra, continue taxi.
Roma ground, Itero 5937, ready for pushback with information Quebec. Continue taxi, India Lima Echo Oscar Sierra.
Itero 5937, hold position.
Hold in position, Itero 5937.
Roma ground, United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy, request taxi to gate 702 at the Terminal 3. United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 702, hold short of 725. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 702, will hold short of 725, United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy. Qantas 2, give way to aircraft on your left.
Roma ground, Ukraine International 505, ready for pushback with information Quebec, requesting runway 25.
Itero 5937, pushback approved, tail to the north. Ukraine International 505, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Itero 5937. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Ukraine International 505.
Roma ground, Ethiopian 580 Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Quebec.
Give way to aircraft, Qantas 2. United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy, give way to aircraft exiting runway 16 left. Give way to aircraft exiting runway 16 left, United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy. Ethiopian 580 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Indonesia 718 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Ethiopian 580 Heavy.
Taxiing to runway 25, Indonesia 718 Heavy.
Roma ground, Azal 001, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
Roma ground, Turkish 3542, request taxi to gate 703 at the Terminal 3. Azal 001, pushback approved, tail to the north. United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy, continue taxi. Turkish 3542, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 703 via Alpha Golf.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Azal 001.
Continue taxi, United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 703 via Alpha Golf, Turkish 3542. Ethiopian 580 Heavy, give way to aircraft on your right.
Give way to aircraft, Ethiopian 580 Heavy.
Roma ground, Papa Romeo Sierra Echo Papa, request taxi to gate 605 at the Terminal 3.
Roma ground, Corina 7763 Super, request taxi to parking.
Lot 1705 Heavy, pushback approved. Papa Romeo Sierra Echo Papa, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 605 by Alpha Golf, Alpha, Hotel, Sierra.
Pushback approved, lot 1705 Heavy.
Roma ground, Itero 5937, ready to taxi with information Quebec. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 605 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Hotel, Sierra, Papa Romeo Sierra Echo Papa.
Corina 7763 Super, taxi to Waypoint, hold short of 725.
Roma ground, Corina 7763 Super, request taxi to parking. Taxiing to Waypoint, will hold short of 7225, Corina 7763 Super.
United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy.
Roma ground, Azal 001, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Quebec.
Itero 5937, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 5937.
Corina 7763 Super, cross runway 25.
Roma ground, Ukraine International 505, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Quebec.
Thank you, good day, Turkish 3542.
Crossing runway 25, Corina 7763 Super.
Ukraine International 505, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Ukraine International 505.
Taxiing to runway 25, Roma ground. Mike Foxtrot 1091, request frequency change.
Roma ground, Azal 001, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Quebec.
Mike Foxtrot 1091, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Roma ground, Easy 9 Victor Alpha, request taxi to gate 408 at the Terminal 1.
Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, Mike Foxtrot 1091. Azal 001, please follow instructions. Easy 9 Victor Alpha, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 408 by Hotel, Golf.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 408 via Hotel, Golf, Easy 9 Victor Alpha.
Roma ground, Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
4 Lima 7763 Super, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Corina 7763 Super.
United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy, hold position. Holding position, United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy. Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, pushback approved, tail to the east.
Pushback approved, tail to the east, Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo.
Azal 001, please expedite. United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 Gate 702. Taxiing to Terminal 3 Gate 702, United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy.
I'm sorry, Azal 001.
4 Lima 7763 Super, taxi to N via Delta, November, hold short of November.
Roma ground, Azal 001, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Quebec.
Taxiing to N via Delta, November, will hold short of November, Corina 7763 Super.
Roma ground, Aerotalia 7 Alpha Zulu, request taxi to gate 505 at the Terminal 2.
Roma ground, Wizz Air 283, request taxi to parking.
Roma ground, United 507 Heavy, request taxi to gate 601 at the Terminal 3.
Azal 001, please check the user guide from the home screen for help using ATC instructions. Azal 001, taxi to waypoint via hold short of waypoint. Aerotalia 7 Alpha Zulu, taxi to Terminal 2 Gate 505, hold short of 725. Wizz Air 283, taxi to 0725 via Delta, Delta, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 Gate 505, will hold short of 725, Aerotalia 7 Alpha Zulu.
Taxiing to 0725 via Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, Wizz Air 283.
4 Lima 7763 Super, taxi to waypoint via Delta, November, November Golf, Hotel, hold short of waypoint.
Taxiing to waypoint via Delta, November, November Golf, Hotel, will hold short of waypoint, Corina 7763 Super. Roma ground, Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, ready to taxi to runway 16 left with information Quebec.
Wizz Air 283, cross runway 25. Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, hold position.
Crossing runway 25, Wizz Air 283.
Holding position, Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo.
United 507 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 Gate 601 via Alpha, Mike.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 Gate 601 via Alpha, Mike, United 507 Heavy.
Roma ground, Foxtrot India Tango Zulu Yankee, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
Foxtrot India Tango Zulu Yankee, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Roma ground, Alpha India Romeo Bravo India Romeo Delta 1, ready for pushback with information Quebec.
Roma ground, Royal Air Merit 233 Super, request taxi to gate 606 at the Terminal 3.
Alpha India Romeo Bravo India Romeo Delta 1, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north. Alpha India Romeo Bravo India Romeo Delta 1.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Foxtrot India Tango Zulu Yankee.
Wizz Air 283, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Wizz Air 283.
Royal Air Merit 233 Super, taxi to Terminal 3 Gate 606 via Alpha, Mike.
Taxi into Terminal 3 Gate 606 via Alpha, Mike, Royal Air Merit 233 Super.
United 507 Heavy, hold position.
Holding position, United 507 Heavy.
United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 Gate 702. Taxiing to Terminal 3 Gate 702, United 153 Uniform Alpha Heavy.
Roma ground, FedEx 219 Heavy, request taxi to parking.
Roma ground, Itero 614, ready for pushback with information Papa.
Roma ground, Royal Air Merit 233 Super, request taxi to gate 709 at the Terminal 3.
Florina 7763 Super, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Corina 7763 Super.
FedEx 219 Heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, FedEx 219 Heavy.
Royal Air Merit 233 Super, taxi to Terminal 3 Gate 709 via Alpha, Mike. Itero 614, hold position.
Roma ground, Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, ready to taxi to runway 16 left with information Quebec.
Thank you, Royal Air Merit 233 Super.
Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, avoid sending duplicate messages.
Holding position, Itero 614.
Aerotalia 7 Alpha Zulu, please follow instructions. Aerotalia 7 Alpha Zulu, hold position.
Holding position, Aerotalia 7 Alpha Zulu. I'm sorry, Aerotalia 7 Alpha Zulu.
United 507 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, United 507 Heavy.
Roma ground, Egypt Air 793, request taxi to gate 402 at the Terminal 1. Roma ground, Alpha India Romeo Bravo India Romeo Delta 1, ready to taxi with information Quebec. Roma ground, Alitalia 260 Alpha Delta, request taxi to gate 402 at the Terminal 1.
Alpha India Romeo Bravo India Romeo Delta 1.
Uh-huh.
Taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Alpha India Romeo Bravo India Romeo Delta 1.
Egypt Air 793, taxi to Terminal 1 Gate 402, hold short of 725.
Roma ground, Swiss 19, request taxi to parking.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 Gate 402, will hold short of 725, Egypt Air 793.
Roma ground, Swiss 19, request taxi to 824 at the remote stand.
Roma ground, Alitalia 260 Alpha Delta, request taxi to gate 404 at the Terminal 1. Egypt Air 793, request permission to cross runway 25.
Itero 614, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Itero 614.
Egypt Air 793, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Egypt Air 793.
FedEx 219 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 2 Gate 508 via Delta, November Golf, Hotel.
Taxi into Terminal 2 Gate 508 via Delta, November Golf, Hotel, FedEx 219 Heavy.
Alitalia 260 Alpha Delta, taxi to Terminal 1 Gate 404, hold short of 725.
Roma ground, Foxtrot India Tango Zulu Yankee, ready to taxi with information Quebec.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 Gate 404, will hold short of 725, Alitalia 260 Alpha Delta.
Foxtrot India Tango Zulu Yankee, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Foxtrot India Tango Zulu Yankee. Roma ground, Itero 355, request taxi to parking.
Itero 355, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Thank you, United 507 Heavy.
Taxi to parking, Itero 355.
Itero 2443, contact Roma Tower on 127.62. Air India 2812, request frequency change. Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, Itero 2443. Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, expect progressive taxi instructions.
Roma ground, Itero 614, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Papa.
Air India 2812, stay on my frequency.
Roger, Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo.
Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, turn left next taxiway.
Left on the next taxiway, Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo.
Itero 614, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, turn left next taxiway.
Left on the next taxiway, Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo.
Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, continue straight ahead.
Continuing ahead, Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo.
Alitalia 260 Alpha Delta, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Alitalia 260 Alpha Delta.
Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Hotel Zulu Alpha Tango Romeo.
Roma ground, Ryanair 792 Romeo Victor, request taxi to gate 502 at the Terminal 2.
Ryanair 792 Romeo Victor, taxi to Terminal 2 gate 502 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Hotel, November Whiskey.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 gate 502 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Hotel, November Whiskey, Ryanair 792 Romeo Victor.
Attention all aircraft, ATIS information Romeo is now current. Roma ground, Itero 888, ready for pushback.
Roma ground, Nordic 4355, request taxi to parking.
Nordic 4355, taxi to B via Delta, 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 hold short of 725.
Taxiing to B via Delta, 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 will hold short of 725, Nordic 4355.
Itero 888, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Itero 888. Roma ground, Itero 777 heavy, ready for pushback with information Romeo. Itero 777 heavy, pushback approved. Pushback approved, Itero 777 heavy. Nordic 4355, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Nordic 4355.
Thank you, good day, Egypt Air 793.
Thank you, Ryanair 945. Ryanair 792 Romeo Victor, give way to aircraft ahead.
Thank you, good day, Royal Air 233 Super.
Give way to aircraft, Ryanair 792 Romeo Victor.
Roma ground, Jordanian 101, request taxi to parking.
Roma ground, United 507 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
United 507 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north. Jordanian 101, taxi to waypoint via Delta, hold short of 725.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, United 507 Heavy.
Taxiing to waypoint via Delta, will hold short of 725, Jordanian 101.
Roma ground, Itero 888, ready to taxi. Itero 888, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Nordic 4355, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Nordic 4355.
Roma ground, Suntrick 1223, request taxi to parking.
Roma ground, American 240 Heavy, request taxi to gate 601 at the Terminal 3. Suntrick 1223, taxi to 0725 via Delta Golf, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to 0725 via Delta Golf, will hold short of 725, Suntrick 1223.
American 240 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 601 via Alpha, Mike. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 601 via Alpha, Mike, American 240 Heavy.
Roma ground, November 149 Uniform Delta, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Jordanian 101, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Jordanian 101.
Roma ground, Itero 777 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Roma ground, Kuwaiti 166 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Romeo, requesting runway 25.
Roma ground, United 507 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
November 149 Uniform Delta, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, November 149 Uniform Delta.
Roma ground, Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo, request taxi to parking.
Itero 777 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Suntrick 1223, request permission to cross runway 25.
Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 777 Heavy. Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Suntrick 1223, cross runway 25.
Taxi to parking, Charlie 6 Bravo Romeo.
Crossing runway 25, Suntrick 1223.
United 507 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, United 507 Heavy.
Kuwaiti 166 Heavy, hold position.
Holding position, Kuwaiti 166 Heavy.
Jordanian 101, give way to aircraft on your left.
Roma ground, Jordanian 101, request taxi to gate 607 at the Terminal 3. Give way to aircraft, Jordanian 101.
Roma ground, Itero 544, request taxi to gate 406 at the Terminal 1.
Roma ground, Ryanair 53 Juliet Hotel, request taxi to gate 408 at the Terminal 1.
Jordanian 101, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 609 via Delta, Hotel, Romeo.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 609 via Delta, Hotel, Romeo, Jordanian 101.
Air India 2812, request frequency change. Ryanair 53 Juliet Hotel, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 408 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Hotel, Golf.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 408 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Hotel, Golf, Ryanair 53 Juliet Hotel.
Itero 544, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 406, hold short of 725. Taxiing to Terminal 1 Gate 406, will hold short of 725, Itero 544. Air India 2812, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Loma ground, Royal Air Merit 233 Super, ready for pushback.
Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, Air India 2812. Itero 544, give way to aircraft exiting runway 16 left. Give way to aircraft exiting runway 16 left, Itero 544. Royal Air Merit 233 Super, hold position.
Holding position, Royal Air Merit 233 Super.
Roma ground, lot 747 Foxtrot Romeo, request taxi to parking.
United 507 Heavy, please expedite.
I'm sorry, United 507 Heavy.
Lot 747 Foxtrot Romeo, taxi to waypoint, hold short of 16 left 34 right.
Taxiing to waypoint, will hold short of 16 left 34 right, lot 747 Foxtrot Romeo.
November 149 Uniform Delta, hold position.
Holding position, November 149 Uniform Delta.
Kuwaiti 166 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Kuwaiti 166 Heavy.
November 149 Uniform Delta, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, November 149 Uniform Delta.
Roma ground, Egypt Air 313, request taxi to parking.
Royal Air Merit 233 Super, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Royal Air Merit 233 Super.
Egypt Air 313, taxi to be via Delta Echo, Delta, 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 hold short of 725. Roma ground, speedbird 1280 Heavy, request taxi to gate 605 at the Terminal 3.
Taxiing to be via Delta Echo, Delta, 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 will hold short of 725, Egypt Air 313.
Speedbird 1280 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 605 via Alpha, Mike, Zulu, Mike. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 605 via Alpha, Mike, Zulu, Mike, speedbird 1280 Heavy.
Roma ground, Turkish 01 Whiskey Alpha, request taxi to gate 505 at the Terminal 2.
United 507 Heavy, hold position.
Holding position, United 507 Heavy.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 gate 505 via Alpha, Mike, Romeo, Roma ground. Indonesia 718 Heavy, continue taxi.
Roma ground, speedbird 864, request taxi to parking.
Itero 544, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, Itero 544. Egypt Air 313, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Egypt Air 313.
Speedbird 864, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, speedbird 864.
Indonesia 718 Heavy, please expedite. Roma ground, Ryman 945, ready for pushback with information Romeo, requesting runway 25.
Roma ground, Royal Air Merit 233 Super, ready to taxi.
Suntook 1223, hold position.
Roma ground, Kuwaiti 166 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Holding position, Sunturk 1223.
Indonesia 718 Heavy, please follow instructions. Roma ground, Oscar Hotel Whiskey Echo November, request taxi to parking. Lot 747 Foxtrot Romeo, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, lot 747 Foxtrot Romeo.
Oscar Hotel Whiskey Echo November, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, Oscar Hotel Whiskey Echo November.
Loma ground, Lele Americ 233 Super, ready to taxi.
Royal Air Americ 233 Super, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxi into runway 25, Royal Air Americ 233 Super.
Speedbird 1280 Heavy, hold position. Holding position, Speedbird 1280 Heavy. 280 166 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, 280 166 Heavy.
Ryman 945, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Ryman 945. United 507 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, United 507 Heavy.
Roma ground, India Sierra Alpha Charlie Kilo, ready for pushback, requesting runway 25. India Sierra Alpha Charlie Kilo, hold position. Holding position, India Sierra Alpha Charlie Kilo. Egypt Air 313, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Holding position, Speedbird 1280 Heavy.
Taxi to parking, Egypt Air 313.
Egypt Air 793, you're on an active airport, please contact Roma ground on 121.72.
Roma ground, Egypt Air 793, request taxi to parking.
Roma ground, Foxtrot Lima November Kilo Romeo, request taxi to parking.
Egypt Air 793, taxi to 0725 via Delta, Delta, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to 0725 via Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, Egypt Air 793.
Foxtrot Lima November Kilo Romeo, taxi to 0725 via Delta Golf, Delta, Delta, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to 0725 via Delta Golf, Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, Foxtrot Lima November Kilo Romeo.
Roma ground, Emirates 095, request taxi to the Terminal 3.
Thank you, good day, lot 747 Foxtrot Romeo.
Speedbird 1280 Heavy, continue taxi. Continue taxi, Speedbird 1280 Heavy.
Thank you, good day, Egypt Air 313.
Emirates 095, taxi to waypoint via Alpha Hotel, Alpha, Mike. Taxiing to waypoint via Alpha Hotel, Alpha, Mike, Emirates 095. Egypt Air 793, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Egypt Air 793.
Sunturk 1223, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Sunturk 1223.
Foxtrot Lima November Kilo Romeo, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Foxtrot Lima November Kilo Romeo.
Egypt Air 793, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Egypt Air 793.
Roma ground, Air Force 1, ready for pushback with information Romeo, requesting runway 25. Roma ground, Ryman 945, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Romeo. Air Force 1, pushback approved. Foxtrot Lima November Kilo Romeo, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Pushback approved, Air Force 1.
Taxi to parking, Foxtrot Lima November Kilo Romeo.
Ryanair 945, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Ryanair 945. Roma ground, Easy 6811, request taxi to gate 407 at the Terminal 1. Easy 6811, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 407. Roma ground, KLM 1906, request taxi to gate 410 at the Terminal 1. Roma ground, Emirates 095, request taxi to gate 609 at the Terminal 3. Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 407, Easy 6811. Emirates 095, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 609 via Mike. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 609 via Mike, Emirates 095. KLM 1906, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 410, hold short of 725. Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 410, will hold short of 725, KLM 1906. Thank you, good day, Itero 544. Roma ground, Alitalia 25, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Roma ground, Boeing 11, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Alitalia 25, pushback approved, tail to the north. Boeing 11, hold position. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Alitalia 25. Roma ground, Air Force 1, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Romeo. Air Force 1, hold position.
Holding position, Boeing 11.
Holding position, Air Force 1. Roma ground, speedbird 1674, request taxi to gate 708 at the Terminal 3. Air Force 1, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Speedbird 1674, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 708 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Mike. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 708 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Mike, Speedbird 1674. Easy 6811, give way to aircraft ahead. Give way to aircraft, Easy 6811. KLM 1906, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, KLM 1906.
Roma ground, Emirates 98 Super, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Easy 6811, expect progressive taxi instructions. Easy 6811, make 180. Making 180, Easy 6811.
Thank you, good day, Foxtrot Lima November Kilo Romeo.
Emirates 98 Super, pushback approved, tail to the east. Roma ground, Alitalia 25, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Pushback approved, tail to the east, Emirates 98 Super.
Roma ground, Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Roma ground, Boeing 11, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Alitalia 25, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Alitalia 25. Egypt Air 793, hold position. Roma ground, Singapore 346 Heavy, request taxi to gate 709 at the Terminal 3.
Holding position, Egypt Air 793.
Boeing 11, avoid sending duplicate messages. Boeing 11, hold position.
Holding position, Boeing 11.
Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14, hold position. Holding position, Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14. Easy 6811, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 407 via Hotel, Tango, Bravo, Romeo, Hotel, hold short of Romeo. Taxiing to Terminal 1 Gate 407 via Hotel, Tango, Bravo, Romeo, Hotel, will hold short of Romeo, Easy 6811. Singapore 346 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 Gate 709, hold short of 725.
Roma ground, Egypt Air 793, request taxi to parking.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 Gate 709, will hold short of 725, Singapore 346 Heavy. Egypt Air 793, hold position.
Holding position, Egypt Air 793.
Roma ground, TAM 8083, request taxi to parking. Singapore 346 Heavy, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, Singapore 346 Heavy. Boeing 11, pushback approved, tail to the south. TAM 8083, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, Boeing 11.
Taxi to parking, TAM 8083. Egypt Air 793, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Egypt Air 793.
Easy 6811, continue taxi. Continue taxi, Easy 6811.
Roma ground, Delta 528 Victor Alpha, request taxi to gate 605 at the Terminal 3.
Taxiing to runway 25, Air Force 1. Air Force 1, request frequency change. Thank you, good day, KLM 1906.
Roma ground, Delta 555, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Delta 528 Victor Alpha, taxi to Terminal 3 Gate 605, hold short of 725.
Thank you, good day, Ukraine International 505. Taxiing to Terminal 3 Gate 605, will hold short of 725, Delta 528 Victor Alpha.
Air Force 1, stay on my frequency. Roma ground, Air India 248, ready for pushback with information Romeo. Delta 555, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Delta 555.
Air India 248, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Air India 248.
Roma ground, Boeing 11, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Roma ground, inwards 98 Super, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Thank you, good day, Egypt Air 793.
Emirates 98 Super, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, inwards 98 Super.
Boeing 11, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Boeing 11.
Boeing 11, give way to aircraft on your right.
Give way to aircraft, Boeing 11.
Delta 528 Victor Alpha, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Delta 528 Victor Alpha.
Roma ground, Air India 248, ready to taxi with information Romeo. Air India 248, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Roma ground, Itero 001, ready for pushback with information Romeo. Taxiing to runway 25, Air India 248. Itero 001, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved. Tail to the north. Itero 001. Roma ground. Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14. Ready for pushback with information Romeo. Air Force 1, maintain safe distance with aircraft ahead please. Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14, pushback approved, tail to the north. I'm sorry, Air Force 1.
Roma ground, Delta 555, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Delta 555, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Delta 555.
With Air 69, please wait for clearance before taxiing.
Roma ground, with Air 69, request taxi to gate 409 at the Terminal 1.
Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, you're on an active airport, please contact Roma ground on 121.72.
I'm sorry, with Air 69.
Roma ground, Itero 260 Alpha Kilo, request taxi to gate 408 at the Terminal 1. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14. With Air 69, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 409 via Zulu, Mike, Alpha, Hotel.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 409 via Zulu, Mike, Alpha, Hotel, with Air 69.
Roma ground, Ryanair 7076, ready for pushback with information Romeo, requesting runway 25.
Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, you're on an active airport, please contact Roma ground on 121.72.
I'm sorry, with Air 69.
Roma ground, Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14, ready for taxi to runway 25 with information Romeo. Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, hold position.
Hold in position, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super.
Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14. Ryanair 7076, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Roma ground, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, request taxi to 231 at the remote stand.
Itero 260 Alpha Kilo, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 408, hold short of 725. Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, expect progressive taxi instructions.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Ryanair 7076.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 408, will hold short of 725, Itero 260 Alpha Kilo.
Roger, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super.
Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, make 180.
Making 180, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super.
Roma ground, Air Force 1, ready for pushback with information Romeo, requesting runway 25.
Roma ground, Delta 231 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
With Air 69, hold position. Thank you, good day, Itero 888.
Holding position, with Air 69.
Delta 231 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north. Itero 777 Heavy, request frequency change. Roma ground, Delta 784 Heavy, request taxi to gate 509 at the Terminal 2. Roma ground, Itero 001, ready to taxi with information Romeo. Air Force 1, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Delta 231 Heavy.
Pushback approved, Air Force 1. Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, taxi to remote stand 231, hold short of 725. Delta 528 Victor Alpha, hold position.
Taxiing to remote stand 231, will hold short of 725, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super. Hold in position, Delta 528 Victor Alpha. Roma ground, Cactus 1549, request taxi to gate 406 at the Terminal 1.
Delta 784 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 2 Gate 509 via Alpha, Hotel. Itero 001, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, Delta 528 Victor Alpha, request taxi to gate 606 at the Terminal 3.
Crossing runway 25, Itero 260 Alpha Kilo.
Roma ground, Edelweiss 379 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Delta 528 Victor Alpha, hold position.
Stand by, with 069.
Roma ground, Itero 417, ready for pushback with information Romeo. Itero 417, pushback approved, tail to the west. Pushback approved, tail to the west, Itero 417.
Roma ground, Itero 260 Alpha Delta, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Air Force 1, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Itero 260 Alpha Delta, hold position.
Roma ground, Corina 9820 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Holding position, Itero 260 Alpha Delta.
Roma ground, Easy 2345, request taxi to parking.
Cactus 1549, taxi to Terminal 1 Gate 406, hold short of 725.
Roma ground, Ryanair 7076, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Romeo. Roma ground, Itero 289, request taxi to gate 608 at the Terminal 3.
Taxi to parking, Easy 2345.
Itero 260 Alpha Delta, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Thank you, United 507 Heavy.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Itero 260 Alpha Delta. Taxiing to runway 25, Ryanair 7076.
With Air 69, give way to aircraft ahead.
Give way to aircraft, with 069.
Itero 289, taxi to Terminal 3 Gate 608, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 Gate 608, will hold short of 725, Itero 289.
Corina 9820 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north. Ukraine International 752, hold position.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Corina 9820 Heavy. Holding position, Ukraine International 752.
Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super. Roma ground, Delta 231 Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Romeo.
Delta 231 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Delta 231 Heavy.
Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14, request frequency change. Oscar Kilo Lima Echo Oscar 14, please follow instructions. Roma ground, Itero 417, ready to taxi with information Romeo. Roma ground, Itero 3202, request taxi to gate 408 at the Terminal 1. Cactus 1549, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Cactus 1549.
Thank you, good day, Easy 2345.
Holding position, Ukraine International 752.
Roma ground, Malaysian 108 Mike Hotel Heavy, request taxi to 820 at the remote stand. Itero 417, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Malaysian 108 Mike Hotel Heavy, taxi to remote stand 820 via Hotel, Alpha, Mike, Zulu. Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 417.
Itero 289, request permission to cross runway 25.
Roma ground, Iberia 1012 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Romeo. Itero 289, cross runway 25. Taxiing to remote stand 820 via Hotel, Alpha, Mike, Zulu, Malaysian 108 Mike Hotel Heavy.
Crossing runway 25, Itero 289.
Itero 3202, taxi to Terminal 1 Gate 408, hold short of 725. Taxiing to Terminal 1 Gate 408, will hold short of 725, Itero 3202.
Roma ground, Itero 1754, request taxi to gate 404 at the Terminal 1.
Iberia 1012 Heavy, hold position. Delta 231 Heavy, give way to aircraft on your left.
Give way to aircraft, Delta 231 Heavy.
Itero 3202, request permission to cross runway 25. Itero 3202, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, Itero 3202. Roma ground, 9 Juliet Alpha Alpha Bravo, ready for pushback with information Romeo. Holding position, Iberia 1012 Heavy. Itero 1754, taxi to Terminal 1 Gate 404, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 404, will hold short of 725, Itero 1754.
Roma ground, Corina 9820 heavy, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
9 Juliet Alpha Alpha Bravo, hold position. Thank you, good day, Itero 260 Alpha Kilo.
Roma ground, Oscar Hotel November Oscar Oscar, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Iberia 1012 heavy, pushback approved. Ukraine International 752, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Ukraine International 752. Taxiing to runway 25, Corina 9820 heavy.
Itero 260 Alpha Delta, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Oscar Hotel November Oscar Oscar, hold position.
Taxiing to runway 25, Itero 260 Alpha Delta.
Roma ground, speedbird 379 heavy, ready for pushback with information Romeo, requesting runway 25. Thank you, good day, with Air 69.
1 Juliet Alpha Alpha Bravo, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, Iberia 1012 heavy. Pushback approved, tail to the north, 9 Juliet Alpha Alpha Bravo. Speedbird 379 heavy, pushback approved, tail to the south.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, speedbird 379 heavy.
Itero 1754, cross runway 25. Roma ground, Iberia 1012 heavy, ready to taxi with information Romeo. Itero 971 heavy, you're on an active airport, please contact Roma ground on 121.72.
Crossing runway 25, Itero 1754.
Roma ground, Easy 1130, ready for pushback with information Romeo. Iberia 1012 heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Thank you, good day, November 149 Uniform Delta.
Oscar Hotel November Oscar Oscar, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Oscar Hotel November Oscar Oscar.
Roma ground, Itero 971 heavy, request taxi to 821 at the remote stand. Taxiing to runway 25, Iberia 1012 heavy. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Easy 1130. Taxiing to remote stand 821 via, Itero 971 heavy. Itero 260 Alpha Delta, give way to aircraft on your left.
Give way to aircraft, Itero 260 Alpha Delta.
Thank you, good day, Charlie Sierra Romeo Tango Uniform Super.
Itero 260 Alpha Delta, please follow instructions. Delta 231 heavy, hold position.
Holding position, Delta 231 heavy.
I'm sorry, Itero 260 Alpha Delta.
Itero 260 Alpha Delta, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Itero 260 Alpha Delta. Roma ground, Itero 289, request taxi to gate 605 at the Terminal 3.
Roma ground, Ukraine International 752, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Romeo.
Roma ground, TAM 8121 heavy, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Itero 3202, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 402 via. Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 402 via, Itero 3202. Itero 289, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 605 via Hotel, Sierra.
Roma ground, Swiss 7723, request taxi to gate 504 at the Terminal 2.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 605 via Hotel, Sierra, Itero 289.
TAM 8121 heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north. Roma ground, 9 Juliet Alpha Alpha Bravo, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, TAM 8121 heavy.
Itero 289, hold position. Itero 289, please follow instructions.
I'm sorry, Itero 289.
Swiss 7723, taxi to Terminal 2 gate 504 via Hotel, November Whiskey.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 gate 504 via Hotel, November Whiskey, Swiss 7723.
Swiss 7723, give way to aircraft ahead.
Give way to aircraft, Swiss 7723.
Easy 1130, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Easy 1130. 9 Juliet Alpha Alpha Bravo, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, speedbird 379 heavy, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Taxiing to runway 25, 9 Juliet Alpha Alpha Bravo. Roma ground, General 26, request taxi to gate 410 at the Terminal 1. Speedbird 379 heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, Oscar Hotel November Oscar Oscar, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Taxiing to runway 25, speedbird 379 heavy.
Oscar Hotel November Oscar Oscar, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Oscar Hotel November Oscar Oscar.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Juliet 7 Charlie Oscar Bravo.
General 26, taxi to remote stand 301, hold short of 725. Taxiing to remote stand 301, will hold short of 725, General 26. With 7723, hold position.
Hold in position, with 7723.
Loma ground, China Southern 708 Victor Golf, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Roll the ground, Easy 63 Mike November, request taxi to gate 806 at the Terminal 3.
China Southern 708 Victor Golf, pushback approved, tail to the east.
Pushback approved, tail to the east, China Southern 708 Victor Golf.
Easy 63 Mike November, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 806 via Victor.
Taxi into Terminal 3 gate 806 via Victor, Easy 63 Mike November.
Roma ground, Tomjet 4620, request taxi to gate 407 at the Terminal 1. Itero 1754, hold position.
Hold in position, Itero 1754.
Itero 1754, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 410 via.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 410 via, Itero 1754.
General 26, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, General 26.
Loma ground, Easy 8324, request taxi to the Terminal 1. Loma ground, Juliet 7 Charlie Oscar Bravo, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Roller ground, TAM 8121 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Romeo.
Tomjet 4620, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 407, hold short of 725. Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 407, will hold short of 725, Tomjet 4620. TAM 8121 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, TAM 8121 Heavy.
Roma ground, Easy 8 Victor Alpha, request taxi to the Terminal 1. Tomjet 4620, cross runway 25, crossing runway 25, Tomjet 4620. Easy 8 Victor Alpha, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Roma ground, Oscar Kilo November 177 Foxtrot, ready for pushback with information Romeo. Taxi to parking, Easy 8 Victor Alpha. Easy 8 Victor Alpha, taxi to H via Alpha, Hotel.
Roma ground, Kilo 007 Victor Alpha, request taxi to parking.
Thank you, good day, Itero 289.
TAM 8121 Heavy, give way to aircraft ahead. Taxiing to H via Alpha, Hotel, Easy 8 Victor Alpha.
Give way to aircraft, TAM 8121 Heavy.
Juliet 7 Charlie Oscar Bravo, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Juliet 7 Charlie Oscar Bravo.
Teal 007 Victor Alpha, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Teal 007 Victor Alpha.
Oscar Kilo November 177 Foxtrot, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Oscar Kilo November 177 Foxtrot. Easy 8324, taxi to 0725 via Delta, Delta, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to 0725 via Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, Easy 8324. Loma ground, Indonesia 1207 Echo, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Indonesia 1207 Echo, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Thank you, good day, Delta 555.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Indonesia 1207 Echo.
Roma ground, Itero 502 Heavy, request taxi to parking.
Loma ground, China Southern 708 Victor Golf, ready to taxi with information Romeo. Loma ground, Leo Hand, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Itero 502 Heavy, taxi to waypoint via Delta, Delta, hold short of 725. Taxiing to waypoint via Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, Itero 502 Heavy. Leo Hung, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Leo Hand.
China Southern 708 Victor Golf, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, China Southern 708 Victor Golf.
Roma ground, Walter 73 Bravo, request taxi to 824 at the remote stand.
Itero 502 Heavy, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, Itero 502 Heavy. Roma ground, Oscar Kilo November 177 Foxtrot, ready to taxi with information Romeo. Walter 73 Bravo, taxi to remote stand 824, hold short of 725. Taxiing to runway 25, Air Force 1. Air Force 1, request frequency change. Roma ground, Longship 40 Sierra, request taxi to gate 607 at the Terminal 3.
Taxiing to remote stand 824, will hold short of 725, Walter 73 Bravo.
Oscar Kilo November 177 Foxtrot, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Oscar Kilo November 177 Foxtrot. Juliet 7 Charlie Oscar Bravo, give way to aircraft on your left. Roma ground, Easy 8 Victor Alpha, request taxi to gate 406 at the Terminal 1.
Give way to aircraft, Juliet 7 Charlie Oscar Bravo.
Air Force 1, contact Roma Tower on 127.62. Longship 40 Sierra, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 607 via Alpha, Mike. Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, Air Force 1. Easy 8 Victor Alpha, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 406 via Hotel, 12. Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 607 via Alpha, Mike, Longship 40 Sierra. Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 406 via Hotel, 12, Easy 8 Victor Alpha. Itero 502 Heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, Itero 502 Heavy. Easy 8324, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Easy 8324.
Roma ground, Alaska 5798, ready for pushback with information Sierra.
Alaska 5798, pushback approved, tail to the north. Roma ground, Air Force 239, ready for pushback with information Sierra. Roma ground, KLM 826, request taxi to gate 509 at the Terminal 2.
Roma ground, Ryanair 7076, ready for pushback with information Sierra, requesting runway 25.
KLM 826, taxi to Terminal 2 gate 509 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Hotel. Taxiing to Terminal 2 gate 509 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, Hotel, KLM 826. Ryanair 7076, pushback approved, tail to the north. Leo Hunt, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Ryanair 7076.
Taxiing to runway 25, Leo Hunt.
Leo Hunt, give way to aircraft on your left.
Give way to aircraft, Leo Hunt.
Indonesia 1207 Echo, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 25, Indonesia 1207 Echo.
Walter 73 Bravo, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Walter 73 Bravo. Roma ground, Air Canada 890 Heavy, request taxi to gate 606 at the Terminal 3.
Tango Charlie Oscar Zulu Tango, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 411, hold short of 725.
Roma ground, Easy 8324, request taxi to gate 407 at the Terminal 1.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 411, will hold short of 725, Tango Charlie Oscar Zulu Tango.
Easy 8324, taxi to Terminal 1 gate 407 via Delta, November, November Golf, 12, Hotel.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate 407 via Delta, November, November Golf, Golf, Hotel, Easy 8324.
Air Canada 890 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 606, hold short of 725. Air Force 239, avoid sending duplicate messages.
Taxiing to Terminal 3 gate 606, will hold short of 725, Air Canada 890 Heavy.
Indonesia 1207 Echo, give way to aircraft on your right.
Give way to aircraft, Indonesia 1207 Echo.
Leo Hunt, give way to aircraft ahead.
Give way to aircraft, Leo Hunt.
Air Canada 890 Heavy, give way to aircraft exiting runway 16 left. Roma ground, Air Portugal 760, request taxi to gate 603 at the Terminal 3.
Give way to aircraft exiting runway 16 left, Air Canada 890 Heavy.
Roma ground, Edelweiss 1226 Heavy, request taxi to gate 509 at the Terminal 2.
Air Portugal 760, taxi to Terminal 3 gate 603 via Alpha, Mike.
Roma ground, Ryanair 7076, ready to taxi with information Sierra.
Ryanair 7076, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Itero 502 heavy, hold position. Holding position, Itero 502 heavy.
Roma ground, Alaska 5798, ready to taxi with information Sierra.
Tango Charlie Oscar Zulu Tango, request permission to cross runway 25.
Edelweiss 1226 heavy, taxi to terminal 2 gate 509, hold short of 725. Tango Charlie Oscar Zulu Tango, cross runway 25.
Taxiing to terminal 2 gate 509, will hold short of 725, Edelweiss 1226 heavy.
Crossing runway 25, Tango Charlie Oscar Zulu Tango.
Alaska 5798, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, Papa Hotel Romeo Tango Mike Heavy, request taxi to gate 605 at the terminal 3. Taxiing to runway 25, Alaska 5798. Taxiing to runway 25, Ryanair 7076.
Easy 8324, hold position.
Holding position, Easy 8324.
Papa Hotel Romeo Tango Mike Heavy, taxi to terminal 3 gate 605, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to terminal 3 gate 605, will hold short of 725, Papa Hotel Romeo Tango Mike Heavy.
Easy 8324, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Easy 8324.
Itero 502 heavy, continue taxi. Continue taxi, Itero 502 heavy. Roma ground, Speedbird 27 Bravo, request taxi to parking. Speedbird 27 Bravo, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxi to parking, Speedbird 27 Bravo. Roma ground, Aegean 4634, ready for pushback with information Sierra. Aegean 4634, hold position. Roma ground, Easy 207, ready for pushback with information Sierra. Holding position, Aegean 4634. Air Canada 890 heavy, cross runway 25.
Crossing runway 25, Air Canada 890 heavy. Roma ground, specific 463, ready for pushback with information Sierra.
Spisajet 463, pushback approved, tail to the north. Holding position, Air Force 239.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Spisajet 463.
Easy 207, pushback approved, tail to the north. Air Force 239, disregard last message. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Easy 207. Air Force 239, pushback approved, tail to the south. Pushback approved, tail to the south, Air Force 239. Aegean 4634, pushback approved, tail to the north. Thank you, good day, Air Portugal 760.
Roma ground, Lufthansa 408 Uniform Alpha, request taxi to gate 406 at the terminal 1.
Lufthansa 408 Uniform Alpha, taxi to terminal 1 gate 406, hold short of 725.
Taxiing to terminal 1 gate 406, will hold short of 725, Lufthansa 408 Uniform Alpha.
Thank you, good day, Itero 502 heavy. Roma ground, Jet Airways 336, ready for pushback with information Sierra. Roma ground, Swiss 781 Super, request taxi to gate 510 at the terminal 2.
Roma ground, Spisajet 463, ready to taxi with information Sierra.
Papa Hotel Romeo Tango Mike Heavy, cross runway 25.
Roma ground, 9 Victor Tango Oscar Mike, ready for pushback with information Romeo.
Roma ground, Air Italy 678 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Sierra.
Crossing runway 25, Papa Hotel Romeo Tango Mike Heavy.
Swiss 781 Super, taxi to terminal 2 gate 510. Air Italy 678 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north. Roma ground, Sky Queen 01, ready for pushback with information Sierra. 9 Victor Tango Oscar Mike, push back approved, tail to the north. Taxiing to Terminal 2 Gate 510, Swiss 781 Super.
Push back approved, tail to the north. 9 Victor Tango Oscar Mike.
Jet Airways 336, push back approved, tail to the north. Push back approved, tail to the north, Air Italy 678 Heavy. Roma ground, Air Force 239, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Sierra. Roma ground, Aegean 4634, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Sierra. Walter 73 Bravo, hold position. Push back approved, tail to the north, Jet Airways 336.
Roma ground, KLM 211 Alpha Kilo, ready for pushback with information Sierra.
Hold in position, Walter 73 Bravo.
Aegean 4634, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. KLM 211 Alpha Kilo, pushback approved, tail to the north. Taxiing to runway 25, Aegean 4634. Easy 1130, request frequency change.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, KLM 211 Alpha Kilo.
Walter 73 Bravo, taxi to remote stand 824 via Alpha, Victor.
Thank you, good day, Easy 63 Mike November.
Roma ground, Easy 207, ready to taxi with information Sierra.
Taxiing to remote stand 824 via Alpha, Victor, Walter 73 Bravo.
Easy 207, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Spisajet 463, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Easy 207.
Taxiing to runway 25, Spisajet 463.
Roma ground, Zulu Kilo Echo Foxtrot Echo, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Sierra. Pushback approved, Sky Queen 01. Zulu Kilo Echo Foxtrot Echo, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 25, Zulu Kilo Echo Foxtrot Echo. Roma ground, Air Force 239, ready to taxi to runway 25 with information Sierra. Air Force 239, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Lufthansa 408 Uniform Alpha, cross runway 25. Taxiing to runway 25, Air Force 239.
Crossing runway 25, Lufthansa 408 Uniform Alpha.
Roma ground, Air Italy 678 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Sierra. Air Italy 678 Heavy, hold position.
Roma ground, Virgin 141 Heavy, request taxi to gate 509 at the Terminal 2.
Holding position, Air Italy 678 Heavy. Spisajet 463, please follow instructions.
Roma ground, 9 Victor Tango Oscar Mike, ready to taxi with information Sierra.
Swiss 781 Super, hold position. Roma ground, Sky Queen 01, ready to taxi with information Sierra. Roma ground, Jet Airways 336, ready to taxi with information Sierra. Holding position, Swiss 781 Super. Virgin 141 Heavy, taxi to Terminal 2 Gate 509, hold short of 16 left 34 right.
Taxiing to Terminal 2 Gate 509, will hold short of 16 left 34 right, Virgin 141 Heavy.
Roma ground, KLM 211 Alpha Kilo, ready to taxi with information Sierra.
Nine Victor Tango Oscar Mike, hold position. Sky Queen 01, hold position.
Holding position, 9 Victor Tango Oscar Mike.
Jet Airways 336, hold position. KLM 211 Alpha Kilo, hold position. Holding position, Jet Airways 336. Holding position, Sky Queen 01.
Holding position, KLM 211 Alpha Kilo.
Roma ground, Ryanair 562, ready for pushback with information Sierra. Attention all aircraft, ATIS information Tango is now current. Oscar Kilo November 177 Foxtrot, request frequency change. Roma ground, Dune Express 72 Quebec, request taxi to gate 407 at the Terminal 1. Oscar Kilo November 177 Foxtrot, stay on my frequency. Ryanair 562, hold position. Holding position, Ryanair 562. Soon Express 72 Quebec, taxi to Terminal 1 Gate 407, hold short of 725. Taxiing to Terminal 1 Gate 407, will hold short of 725, Soon Express 72 Quebec. Roma ground, Cedar Jet 261, request taxi to parking. Cedar Jet 261, taxi to waypoint via Delta Echo, Delta, Delta, hold short of 725. Taxiing to waypoint via Delta Echo, Delta, Delta, will hold short of 725, Cedar Jet 261.
Roma ground, November 2 Delta Echo, request taxi to gate 412 at the Terminal 1.
November 2 Delta Echo, taxi to Terminal 1 Gate 412 via Alpha, Mike, Romeo, Hotel.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 Gate 412 via Alpha, Mike, Romeo, Hotel, November 2 Delta Echo.
9 Victor Tango Oscar Mike, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready.
Roma ground, Tyrant 0 X-ray, ready for pushback with information Tango, requesting runway 25. Taxiing to runway 25, 9 Victor Tango Oscar Mike. TAM 8121 Heavy, request frequency change.
Jet Airways 336, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Tyrant 0 X-ray, hold position. Taxiing to runway 25, Jet Airways 336.
Holding position, Tyrant 0 X-ray. Roma ground, Itero 273, ready for pushback with information Sierra.
Itero 273, hold position.
Holding position, Itero 273.
TAM 8121 Heavy, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Speedbird 379 Heavy, request frequency change.
Soon Express 72 Quebec, cross runway 25. Roma ground, Air China 940, ready for pushback with information Sierra, requesting runway 25.
Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, TAM 8121 Heavy.
Crossing runway 25, Soon Express 72 Quebec. Air China 940, hold position. Speedbird 379 Heavy, contact Roma Tower on 127.62.
Contacting Roma Tower on 127.62, Speedbird 379 Heavy.
Swiss 781 Super, continue taxi. Continue taxi, Swiss 781 Super. Air Italy 678 Heavy, taxi to runway 25, contact tower when ready. Holding position, Air China 940. Air Italy 678 Heavy, give way to aircraft on your left. Taxiing to runway 25, Air Italy 678 Heavy. Jet Airways 336, give way to aircraft on your left. Roma ground, Sky Queen 01, ready to taxi with information Tango.
Roma ground, Sri Lankan 516 Heavy, request taxi to gate 412 at the Terminal 1.
Give way to aircraft, Jet Airways 336. Sky Queen 01, avoid sending duplicate messages. Sky Queen 01, hold position. Holding position, Sky Queen 01.